right, now it is time for our relationship conversation. Now, we are joined in here by a communication interesting young man. I like to say that. His name is Andre Ogbewele. Now, he is a certified marriage and family counselor with over 3 years, 3 amazing years in practice in providing effective and tailored counseling services to individual couples and organizations with God at the core. It's beautiful that you have God at the core. We're happy to have you on the show. How you doing?
Thank you for having me. I'm good.
Nice. So we're talking about love, communication. I'm sure there are a couple of effective tools or skills that one needs to be able to have an effective communication among partners. What would you say those skills are?
Well, basically, you see, communication is a two-way street.
Okay.
Like we're having now. Mm-hmm. But there's also what you call comprehension at the end of the day. So if I communicate to you in a wrong manner, you don't understand, or you would react to it. Like active listening, right? You see, most people do not actually come to the table to listen to you.
Okay.
They have a mindset already. So when you are speaking, they are just waiting for it to be done so they can respond to you.
Yeah, so you say, I am hearing you, but I'm not listening.
I'm not listening. Exactly. And you see, how you come to communicate with people is a very important factor. I'll give you an instance, right? If I come at you in an aggressive manner, right? And there's one of the functions of the human brain, which is to guard you, the body, right? So if I say certain words, put up a defense.
Exactly.
Instantly. If there's a situation and I come at you like, you did this to me and I do not like it, you're going to put up a defense, right? Because automatically the brain senses an argument, an attack at it. So it puts up a defense.
Yeah.
But if I come at you and I say, I felt a certain type of way when you did this, you're more prone to listen to me.
All right, but let me ask you this, yes? Some people actually see that as gaslighting. The moment you say, I feel this is how you made me feel, they feel like, oh, for some reason you're about to gaslight them. With a family, how do you correct that notion with your partner to make your partner feel like this is not gaslighting, but this is actually how I feel?
Remember, I said earlier that communication-wise, you need to come to the table to actually listen to me. Gaslighting, you feel I'm gaslighting you because you already have an opinion.
True.
When I tell you let's have a conversation about a situation, you've already put up a wall.
Yeah.
So you're not ready to listen. So it comes off as gaslighting, but it's actually not. Hence why we say active listening. You need to listen, be open-minded about a situation, right? And how you portray that situation. Hence why the I factor. And then when there's a situation, to resolve it, it's a we thing. It's not an individual thing. Did you get me? Whatever situation that occurs, both parties contributed to that specific situation. Yes, one might have more of the blame, as you might say it, but to solve it, it can't be an individual. It has to be a we thing. Now, when it's a we thing, you will be more prone to listen to me speak and solve that, so we're in it together.
All right, so now based on your experience, when is the best time to bring up a situation? Immediately you feel the pain, or would you allow it calm, think about it for some time? When is the best time to bring or talk about something?
The truth is, if we're to analyze it, there's really never a best time. Right? But it should be dealt with. Now, if you know that at this point in time, if you have this conversation, you are going to overreact, right? Then don't. Take a breather. But it must be done within 24 hours. Never go to bed with an argument between two people. It needs to be solved.
Never go to bed?
Yes. Never go to bed angry at your spouse.
Wow.
Yes, you can't.
What happens when you go to bed angry at your spouse?
Because it lingers. When you wake up the next morning, you are going to react based on what happened. Now, there's a saying that if you're prepared for a situation, you act on that situation when it occurs. But if you're not, you are bound to react to that situation. And when you react, it comes out wrong.
So there is this popular saying, I don't know if you've ever heard this before, but this is something most people always say. You focus on the problem and not the person. Focus on the problem and not the person. What if the person is the problem? I'll give you a good example. I'll give you a good example because I knew you're going to like stop me there.
Yeah.
Now, imagine this, where your partner complains that, or whenever she gets to speak to her partner or the guy,
Yeah.
is fond of hitting her.
Okay.
He's fond of throwing fingers, and that is how he calms down. Now, I've heard cases where people would say, if my partner doesn't beat me, I know he hasn't truly forgiven me. I don't know if you've ever heard that before. They'll say, oh, if he doesn't hit me, then he has not really, until he touches me, then I'm sure that, oh, I am good. I don't know if have you ever heard that before?
You know that's abuse, right?
Yes, no, it is. It is abuse, but I'm saying, how do you deal with something like that where the person is the problem?
Actually, the person is never the problem.
Okay.
See, the problem remains the problem. Let's be sincere. He hits you, right? Which means that person has an existing trauma they have not dealt with.
Okay.
But I would not advise anybody to go into an abusive relationship
Okay.
or marriage. It's a red flag.
Yeah.
You get me? But if you do find yourself in that situation, right? I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, okay, that's, he needs to get help.
Okay.
Because he's dealing with trauma that is unresolved. At the point that trauma is dealt with, he becomes okay. Hence why the problem is the problem. The individual is not the problem. As a human being, when you're born, you're an empty vessel. So situations occur over time that fill up a bottle. You take an empty bottle, it's an empty bottle until you put water into it. If you put dirty water into the bottle, you will have dirty water.
Absolutely.
You can take the bottle and toss the water out.
All right.
And fill it with clean water. So it's just trauma that needs to be dealt with.
All right, so let's talk about the statement forgive and forget.
Yes.
Oftentimes you hear people say, I've forgiven you but haven't forgotten. Now,
Yeah.
my mom will always tell me when you really forgive someone, you actually forget as well. But what is you're an experienced person here. You've been doing this for a while.
Yeah.
So I just want to ask you, what is the right thing to do? Do we actually forget, or do we, when we forgive people, do we watch from a distance and still have these things in mind as well? What helps in a relationship?
You see, when you say forgiveness, if we go by the biblical term of forgiveness,
All right, okay.
it encompasses the whole process. If I forgive you, I can never hold that against you.
Okay.
I cannot act based on what I claim I have forgiven. So in the true sense of it, to move past the situation, when you forgive, you actually learn to forget. It's a process. It takes time. That's why you see I said learn. You need to learn how to actually let go in totality. If you do not, you would constantly act based on that situation.
All right.
And that's what you call PTSD.
True. All right, now I have another interesting question. How do you handle a partner that speaks with subtext? I'll give you a good example.
Yeah.
You have people that, for example, you're with your partner, you go back from work, she's not saying anything to you, she's just looking at you, and then, suddenly you're like, oh, babe, or my dear, are you okay? Are you fine? And she says, I'm fine, I'm okay. You can see that her face is saying otherwise, but her words are saying something totally different. Now, you said, are you sure you're fine? Are you sure you're okay? So, yes, I'm fine, I'm okay. Are you sure? I'm fine, I'm okay. Only for you to probably have a conversation the next day and the lady tells you, oh, yesterday when you didn't really care about me, you don't really care about my feelings, you don't care about this and that. How do you deal with a situation where someone speaks in subtext or the person doesn't even want to talk in the first place?
You see, that's what you call non-verbal communication, right? Yes, you need to look out for these things. It happens. Don't forget, you're first a human being, regardless of whatever.
Yeah.
Now, in such situations, the other partner needs to be calm.
Okay. When you mean the other partner, this is the person asking the question?
Yes.
Okay.
You need to be calm. You need to be patient, right? But then
I hope you guys are learning one or two things here. Be calm, patient. Yeah, go ahead.
But then again, you see, when entering a relationship or a marriage, there are few things you guys need to talk about. Situations like this needs to be discussed. You get me? If we have a situation, how do we deal with it? What's the timeline we need to have this conversation? It might be at the point you were asking her. She knows she will transfer the aggression to you. Because of that, that's why I said you need to be calm about it. And then when she's open to talk, but again, there has to be a period of time this conversation needs to be had. And then, see, most people do not empathize, you know, and that's one of the things in communication. Empathy is very, very key. Being able to understand how you felt at that particular moment. Once I understand that, I would give you a breather. Knowing that, okay, she felt this way, hence why this whole action and reaction going on. And then when she's ready to talk, listen to her. Don't be on your phone. Don't have the TV up. No. Sit together. If it's your bedroom, sit down and just talk about it. And she would open up. She'll tell you everything. Then don't judge.
We listen, we don't judge.
You don't judge. Never.
All right. Thank you very much. That is all that we can take this time. We're super excited. I am sure that I'll probably have more questions after the show,
sure.
so that I can help my own personal relationship, because even me, I'm looking for someone to, to date and get married to,
wow.
that I can, get it right from the very beginning.
Well, we're here to help you.
I like that. All right. The show continues. Please do not go anywhere, guys. It's still Wake Up Nigeria. We have a lot in store for you guys. The show continues. We'll be right back.